and welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy. We are going to have a Thursday tea chat since we didn't have a Tea Tuesday this week, so let's go make some tea. Let's make some tea for this Thursday chat that we're going to do. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to make some Twinings salted caramel green tea. This one I enjoy, and I can enjoy it without any sweeteners since I'm fasting today, so that'll be perfect. I am going to be using my Miranda Kerr Friendship Series mug, and this is the Blessings. It's beautiful. All right, let's get our tea made and then we can go have a chat. It's been a crazy week and a half. There's been so much running around just trying to get stuff done and accomplished because I start my new job on Monday. Most of what I have been doing has been actually shopping. I've ordered stuff online. I've gone all over everywhere, it seems, to get shopping because at Disney, they provided the costume for you. So I was happy with that for 5 years, or just under 5 years. And it made it super easy. It means that what clothes I buy was just stuff that I wanted that I wore on my days off or whatnot, or after work or stuff like that. But a lot of what I had is not business casual. So I've had to pretty much go out and buy a new wardrobe on a limited budget. A lot of it is going to be paid in payments, but I had to do what I had to do because I needed stuff to wear for work. So I've been doing that for the past couple weeks. The bulk of what I got, I did order from Amazon, and it's going to be here today. I am planning to do a little video that's going to show you some of my work outfit options. I just have to wait till Matt gets home so that we can do that video and get all the outfits because, well, I might be able to try it with the tripod. I'll see if I can do that and get stuff set up and just show you all my outfits once they are all washed and ready to go. Got some super cute stuff. I'm able to use some of the things that were already in my wardrobe, which is nice. And I was able to get some shoes, things like that. So there's other things that I'm still going to need, but I have enough to get started. One thing I know that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to get some jewelry. I don't really have jewelry. I have a few necklaces, but I would like some more. And I would like some bracelets and things like that. I know eventually I will invest the money in getting my nails done, possibly, because I know that can be quite an expense. And one expense that we just recently took on this week is that we feel that after looking at travel times and routes and all that kind of stuff, saying that I live in Claremont and my job is in Longwood. It's an hour commute one way. It's a huge commute. It's a big commute. I'm okay with it. It's not ideal, but if I like the job in about 6 months' time, I'll know to start looking to move a little bit closer to my job. That will still be reasonably close for Matt as well. Or if we feel that it's working out to commute, I can continue commuting. I really don't want to do that because it's about 85 miles round trip. That's a lot of miles on my car 5 days a week. But we went ahead and we got SunPass so that we could get the little transponder and we could prepay for tolls and use the toll roads because that is going to save me so much time. I got up this morning and I was looking again, and if I left, I start work for the next 5 weeks at 8 a.m. So if I leave at 6 a.m., I can go down the I-4 and it says that it'll take me about an hour to get there. Well, if there's a crash, like I checked at 6:15, there was a crash. There were 2 crashes on I-4. My 1 hour commute went to an hour and a half. But as I was looking through several times, if I stick with the toll roads, I can get there in about 50 minutes. Maybe as few as 45, depending on the time that I leave. Like earlier, I could get there faster. When I looked at like 6:30, I could still take the toll roads and get there in about 50 minutes. So if that holds true, I could leave at 6:30, take the toll roads, be at work by about 7:20, 7:30, which would give me time to park, sit in the car, relax, whatever, and get ready to walk into the building on time at 8 o'clock. Would give me a little bit of wiggle room for if there's an accident as well. I will be checking this afternoon, checking times coming home, seeing what those are like. And of course, this could all change after I get out of training if my shift changes. If I end up on the evening shift at the 12:30 to 9 shift, that will also change on how that looks. But we felt it was in our best interest to go ahead and get the transponder for the tolls and prepay some tolls. So we put a bunch of money down on that. So because someone told me I could be using between $15 and $20 a day just to use the toll roads. And I like having that ability to do that. If it makes the commute easier with less traffic, less all this kind of stuff, it'll be less stress, which makes for a happier me. So I will definitely be investing funds in that to be less stressful and more happy. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited but anxious, and it'll just be interesting. I am still technically applying for jobs, hoping to find something full-time that is closer to home. I can't find it. Everything has been part-time. So I'm still looking, still trying to get something closer to home. I am looking at the new job. It's a bridge job. It's a job that I need now at this moment that's going to give me new skills, but I don't see it as being my permanent job. And I am definitely going to try to get out of there if I can for something that's closer to home. Everything that's closer to home is part-time. There's a lot of food service jobs, which I'm trying to stay entirely away from food. The exception would be I might consider a grocery store cashier position, but even those are hard to find. Yeah. So I'm limited, and I may have to potentially stick with driving an hour, which is fine. I'm just going to keep looking. It doesn't have to be super serious, doesn't have to be super stressful, but I'm still looking so that I can find that and get that done. The other thing that I did this week, which is super exciting, and I am going to finish up doing, is I have had my ears pierced pretty much my whole life, but I haven't worn earrings in a decade. Something like that. It's been a really, really long time since I have put any earrings in my ears, because my ears are very sensitive. Even with the hypoallergenic earrings, they bother me. What I found out is gold does really good for me. I can do pretty good with silver as well. And surgical steel, I just started using, and that seems to be working. But I went, and I don't know if you can see, but I went and I got to a tattoo piercing place, and I had earrings put in. Thankfully, my ears did not need to be re-pierced. I thought that they were going to need to be re-pierced, but she said they were just tight, and she had a tool and she was able to use that. So it cost me $10 to put in earrings. Of course, I had to pay for the earrings, and I got upgraded ones, and these are pretty cool because these are flat back and I really like them, and my plan is just to leave them in for quite some time, just so that my ears get used to them, my ear holes stay the shape that they're supposed to stay, and then I will be getting some other ones. And then I've had the cartilage done forever as well, so I took a chance and I got a little stud, and I decided to go and see if I could get an earring in it. I did. This one is really sensitive, so we'll see how it goes. I'm cleaning it, all that kind of stuff. It feels closer to a new piercing than anything else. And then I had a second set of earrings, or a second set of piercings here, and then a third one here. These are also either closed or tight, but I was able to get an earring kind of sort of through the second one here, but not here at all. So I think over the next few months, I will go in and I'm going to get those all done because it'll be nice to wear them. And the new job doesn't have jewelry regulations, which is pretty cool because Disney does. You're allowed one set of earrings or a double. Yeah, so I could have what I've got in now, I would be able to use at Disney, but that's it. You can't use super dangly earrings, all this there's all kinds of rules and regulations for jewelries and bracelets and necklaces and everything with Disney. Even down to like makeup and accessories that you put in your hair is all controlled by Disney. From what I can tell, the new job does not have those standards. It just says business casual. They don't tell you anything about makeup, what jewelry is acceptable, things like that. They haven't said anything about hair. Like at Disney, you can't have colored hair. So I might be able to get away with colored hair at my job. I'm not going to, just because I really like my hair this length and it works super well for me. And I feel that to keep it this short and put color in it is just a waste of money and time. So I'm not going to do that. But should I ever get a crazy idea, I might grow it out, maybe, probably not. And then I could color it. So it's nice to have that option instead of just being told, no, you can't do it. So that is some exciting news in that regard. So I'm excited to have earrings again, and I'm looking for cute ones. I do like the flat backs. Those are pretty fun. Of course, I haven't taken these out. My daughter assures me that they're very easy to take out, which is fine, but I'm going to leave them for some time and just let my ears, like I said, adjust and get used to it. But I did buy a pair of Peridot, which are my birthstone, since my birthday is in a week and a half. So that's coming up quickly as well. Yesterday, because Matt and I are going to have no time together for the next 6 weeks because he's going to be off Tuesday, Wednesdays, and I'm going to be off Saturday, Sunday, and I have no idea what my schedule is going to look like beyond the 5 weeks. We went and we got military IDs because now that I'm no longer at Disney, I do not have Disney insurance, which was my primary insurance. I had a secondary insurance, which is TRICARE, and I have decided that I don't really go to the doctor, so I'm not paying for two insurances, even if the copay is better on the Disney insurance that I had, and even if it ended up being better on the insurance that I could get through the new job. It's not worth it to me. I will keep the higher copays and go way less often. I have hardly gone this year, and a lot of the stuff that I want to go and get checked, like blood work and stuff like that, I can do through Own Your Own Labs, which I will be doing here probably in December. I'm thinking of doing it, maybe February. And then I'm just going to repeat that in 6 months just for my own benefit and knowledge. And so there's no point in paying for two insurances. So I'm just going to keep the TRICARE. It'll be there. Yes, the copays are higher, but if I need to go, I have access to it. And so in order to do that, I had to go and get a new military ID. And that was a venture because my military ID expired in 2021. I knew it expired. It wasn't a priority. I wasn't using it. We don't live close enough to a commissary to get it. We don't travel to a base or anything like that. But I need it now so that I can have a second legal form of ID. But we got there, we signed in, and we were set number 17 as a walk-in because we couldn't get any appointments because apparently where we went was very small and they fill up with their appointments super, super quickly, and we just couldn't get it done. So we waited and we waited and we waited and we waited and we waited like 6 hours, but we finally got it done. I almost didn't get mine because I didn't have a second form of legal ID. Had I known, I would have brought my birth certificate, but I don't even think that was going to work. They did end up accepting it, and I'll make sure that I do not let it expire again, because what normal person carries two forms of ID with them at all times. That's just crazy. Just crazy. But we got it done, and we went to the mall and got some other things and finished out some shopping and things like that. But in the process of this week also, I got a phone call about my mom and her health. So my mom has known for many, many years that something's been wrong, but she's been in a caretaker role, so she's put herself last, which is pretty common. So she went to the doctor finally and got checked out. She has congestive heart failure. Her doctor believes, and she believes as well, that she is in the end stages of it, and that she has been living with this condition for quite some time. So they were doing more tests, and we're gonna have more answers in a few weeks, but that was not a phone call that I was really looking forward to getting. I wanted to cry and or cuss, and I don't usually cuss at all, but I was so upset. I was just upset. I was just angry for not very long, but I was angry for probably about 30 seconds, 45 seconds as I tried to hear it and process it and let it absorb, because this year has been so tough. There's been so much going on and so much stress that I feel like I'm barely able just to keep on an even keel with myself. And it's not so much that I'm trying to control everything around me, because I'm not, but I do like to keep control of myself. I'm not a person who likes change. Change is good. I can change, but a lot of change is super stressful. So what has this year been? It's been a lot of change. The whole thing has been change. And I want to laugh because I try to pick a word every year, and I can't even remember the word that I picked because I didn't even write it down this year. I didn't write it down last year either, but I didn't write it down. But God has clearly picked a word for me, and that word is change. And it's what the theme of my whole year has been, with my sister's health, with things that I haven't talked about with my brother on this channel. But he's so lost. It's not even funny. With my mom's health, with my mom's situation with my grandma falling apart and trying to sell a house and trying to get everything resolved with that. I'm her support person, so I hear about that. With my injury, with having to get a lawyer for workers' comp, going through that whole process, through having to have my own surgery, and now getting a new job. All these things are not necessarily bad, but it is a lot of change. And it's been a tough road, just a tough road. And we all have that. It happens to all of us. And I can definitely feel the effects of the stress, and I'm working really hard to manage it better by making sure that I'm eating properly, getting plenty of movement, taking time to relax and time for myself. But it's also because there's been so much change and so much stress, it has allowed me to realize that I have areas in my life where I need to do better and I need to clean things up. I'm a baker at heart. I have shared that on this channel before, and I love it so much. I have to give up baking because with the state of my mom's health, with my dad's, what his health was before he passed away, with my sister's health, I have this intense feeling that I need to get to my health goals. I've achieved a lot of them. And I'm very happy with where I am and how far I've come. I'm not discrediting that, but I still have anywhere from 70 to 100 pounds that I need to lose. And I just have this intense pressure of, I need to do it now. I have to focus and dedicate and fix my health and get to those health goals. Because if I don't, there's heart issues in my family. So it's not just enough to reverse the diabetes and all that kind of stuff. That stuff's gone for the most part. My blood sugars have been higher the past couple of weeks as I've monitored occasionally, but I know that it is stress. That's the fact that I've had surgery. All these kind of things have put my numbers in a pre-diabetes range again. It's not awful, and I'm going to work on it. And I am working on it. That is what the fasting challenge for August is about, which I am about 18 hours into my second fast, but I'm going to call it my first fast because I really want to do 8 weeks in a row. So I skipped last week because things came up and I needed to be flexible with going to see my friend who came down from North Carolina to watch her husband graduate, which was amazing, by the way. We had so much fun. It was like we have never been apart and I hadn't seen her in 3 years. So we just had a great time. It was totally worth not fasting to go ahead and do that. But I'm starting now on fast number 1. So I'm going to stick to it for the next 8 weeks. I'm going to eat everything else as normally as possible, but I am cutting out baked goods and keto treats and all these things. I'm going to keep my keto chow and I'm going to keep my keto chow creamies because those don't affect me. Those are not driving any cravings or anything like that. And for the most part, I enjoy a nice treat. But if I bake, for the most part, it's just 2 of us. So if I bake, I have it in the house. And I've been really good about putting it in the freezer and things like that. Except that I will do drive-bys. I'll go grab a cookie. Oh, I haven't had a cookie today. We had dinner. Oh, I'm going to relax and read a book, have some tea, going to have a couple cookies and just like totally relax. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Except I will do it every day until those cookies are gone. Or I will unconsciously just grab a cookie. If they're left out, I'll just grab a cookie and I'll drive by. Also not great behaviors. Nothing wrong with the things that I'm making. They are absolutely room in my keto lifestyle for these things. But they are counterintuitive right now to my goals. So they're going out the door. I'm actually giving a lot of my baking stuff away. If I do a treat, it's going to be something egg white based, like my tea cakes. I can do that. It gives me a little hint of sweet. It doesn't drive a craving the same way the cookies do, the same way the fudge does, or things like that. If I really wanted it, I could see putting in a place in for like Quest peanut butter cups, because usually what I'll do is I'll grab that one package and I'm done. It's over, it's done with. So I need to keep it out of my home. My birthday is next Saturday and I'm excited because my friend Nancy is making me a birthday cake. She almost didn't make me a birthday cake. And I said, you can make me a birthday cake. But here's the thing. I'll enjoy a piece of it on my birthday, but just make sure that it doesn't come home with me. Because once I get it home, I will have no self-control. And I will eat birthday cake every day until birthday cake is gone. I don't want to do that. So I'm excited to enjoy a piece of cake, but it's definitely not coming home for me. And I definitely can't bake. And I was working on some amazing cookie recipes, which I can still release at some point, but they're indefinitely on hold because I need to get to my goals, because that's my priority. That lines up with my why. And not being a good baker is not part of my why. That's fun. That's gravy. That's other things. But that does not help me get to my why and achieve those goals. So it is skedaddled out of here. It's just out of here. It's going to be tough, but it's okay. I'm okay with it because, like I said, I'm going to be keeping keto chow in because it doesn't drive me that way. So being able to have some creamies is good. Keeping chocolate chips, sugar-free chocolate chips in the house to mix into the creamies or sprinkles into that, not happening. That will be a problem. Could I cook up some bacon and mix some bacon in there? Absolutely, probably will do that. You know, I enjoy whipped cream and things like that, but I'm not going to keep them in the house. I will probably have to do further tweaking, but we're just going to take it a little at a time. So I'm going to do my fasting challenge for the next 8 weeks. So that will put me, I will end somewhere around the middle towards the end of October. After that, I am going to get super strict and I am going to do 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I have never achieved even 30 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I have achieved 8 months of solid carnivore. I know that carnivore itself is not sustainable for me long term. Can I focus mostly on meats? Yes, and I enjoy that. That's usually what I do anyway. But I know it's not long-term sustainable. But I also know that if I can get it for 90 days, take a little bit of a break, maybe for a couple months, 2 or 3 months, go back to eating just keto, mostly meat, a few veggies thrown in here and there. Super, I guess I should call it, like, for me, it's going to be like a strict keto. Even though I hate labeling it because it's keto. I'm just going to be eating mostly meat and a little bit of veggies, maybe some cheese after I get past the 90 days, because I also have a cheese issue. It's not my major issue, but I can eat cheese on everything, and it does play a factor. So I do want to cut it out for those 90 days with the exception of butter. Butter doesn't affect me that way, but we're going to see. And I'm going to work super hard to get to my weight goal. And I've set a goal for me that I would like to achieve by the end of the year. I would like to lose between 30 and 35 pounds, which would put me under 200 pounds. It seems like a reasonable, logical goal. The other thing that I'm going to start working on, which I need to do today because I just need to do it today, I am going to put strength training in. I'm going to do body weight only because I am not cleared to lift anything at this point. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. But I'm going to work super hard on achieving my weight loss goals because, like I said, I've got between 70 and 100 pounds, and I could probably do that in about a year. I don't know where I want to end. I have an idea in the mind where I want to end, but it's kind of like, feels like I will never get there. And that's fine. So I'm making little goals along the way, and I have a fairly big range of where I want to end up. I would like to be ideally in the middle of that range, but the scale is not the end all be all. But I do know that I want to fall into a normal BMI range. That I know BMI is not the best marker of health, but it is a tool, and I do want to do it. I know that they recommend certain waist size for women, all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to try to use those because those will help me feel like I have really achieved my goals and keep working on it. All right, wrist update. So it's still got a little bit of swelling. It's still tender. The past couple days, it's been very achy. Like I've been having carpal tunnel type pain again in my thumb and a little bit into the index finger and then across the bottom of my wrist. I've been living within my restrictions, but it is what it is. So I go to the doctor tomorrow and he's going to clear me for full duty so I can start my job, which is fine because at this point, I'm ready for that. Any lingering stuff that I have is permanent. It's not going anywhere. So I was upset about that yesterday too, as I realized like the surgery was still the right choice, but I didn't get what I wanted. I was very, very hopeful that I would have 100% recovery. I knew that this was not going to be likely. He told me the best I would end up with, most likely, would be, it just won't get worse. And I'm a little bit better than that, but not by much. So it is what it is. Piper is barking, so I'm going to let her out, and then we're going to come back and we're going to draw our prize winner. As promised, we're going to do the drawing for our 500 member giveaway. for subscriber giveaway. I want to go ahead and show you everything in detail again. So our winner is going to get a beautiful porcelain teacup with the saucer. It's got an English countryside scene on it. You're going to get a nice big jar that you can use for making butter mayo. You're going to get a bottle of Chalk Zero hot honey. Yours is going to come wrapped in bubble wrap, but that's so that you can see it. The winner is also going to get a lovely spoon for serving with their tea. I'm going to send you some of my favorite teas. So you're going to get a decaffeinated Earl Grey, raspberry herbal, hot cinnamon spice, and then organic peppermint. Finally, I'm going to send you 3 packages of Keto Chow. So I have a blueberry pie, a fruity cereal, which you could use to make those fruity doodles on my website if you wish, or however you wish, it's up to you. And then pumpkin spice caramel. I use this one a lot to make the pumpkin sausage soup on Keto Chow's website. So that is our prize drawing. Here in this cup, I have everybody's names written down and ready to go. So I'm just gonna give that a little stir. And I'm going to draw a name. So here is the name. We're going to open it up together and figure out who is our winner. So Lori, go ahead and send me an email at sarahsjoyfuljourney@gmail.com with your address, and I will go ahead and I will get this sent out to you as soon as I can. Congratulations, Lori. Well, again, congratulations, Lori. I hope that you enjoyed this Thursday tea chat, and just ask for patience next week as I start my new job, and I'm not quite sure how videos are gonna work, but I will be putting out stuff and I will get it figured out. But it's one of those things where I just need to get into work, do my schedule, and see how I can make it all work. It'll all work out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. You can expect in the next few days a fasting video, and then I'm going to work on doing just a fun little video showing you the outfits that I got for my new job. We will chat again soon. I hope you all have a wonderful and lovely day. Bye for now.